Hello, Golden State Warriors fans. The team has been making headlines again, and there is no shortage of drama and storylines to follow this season. One of the biggest stories revolves around Jonathan Kuminga, whose relationship with the Warriors has become increasingly strained. Since being drafted as the number 7 overall pick in 2021, Kuminga has shown flashes of brilliance, but his tenure with Golden State has also been marked by tension, uncertainty, and questions about his commitment and consistency. What started as a promising start for a young talent now seems to have turned into a struggle for both the player and the franchise. Kuminga made it clear that he wanted out, and the negotiations surrounding his contract extension stretched all the way to the 11th hour. In the end, after failing to find a suitable trade partner, he signed a 2-year deal, leaving many fans and analysts wondering what the future holds for him with the team. Despite promises of professionalism and commitment, recent actions on and off the court have suggested otherwise. Team leaders and key figures within the organization appear frustrated, and the tension has begun to show in subtle but telling ways during games and practices. Coach Steve Kerr's recent decisions have only fueled speculation about the Warriors' stance on Kuminga. After a blowout loss that left the team scrambling, Kerr opted to send Kuminga back to the bench, signaling that the coaching staff may be losing patience with the young forward. It was not a dramatic move in terms of headlines, but for those following the inner workings of the team, it speaks volumes about how the organization views Kuminga's role. Over the past few seasons, Kerr has maintained a careful balance when it comes to managing the talents and egos of his roster, and placing Kuminga on the second unit sends a clear message about expectations, effort, and accountability. The timing of this benching, coupled with comments from prominent players like Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, has raised eyebrows. Both veterans have spoken publicly about the importance of sacrifice, teamwork, and a willingness to put personal agendas aside, indirectly highlighting the issues that have surrounded Kuminga in recent weeks. Observers cannot help but draw a connection between those statements and the coach's decision to demote him. It appears that the message is straightforward. If you are not fully committed to the team's goals and standards, there are consequences even for a highly talented young player. In the game against the San Antonio Spurs, Kuminga played just 12 minutes and was ruled out afterward with knee soreness. He only attempted one shot, which he missed, and his brief appearance left more questions than answers. Many are skeptical about whether the injury was a factor or simply a convenient timing issue, as the type of knee soreness reported is usually identified before the start of a game, not after one quarter of play. Regardless, the outcome reinforced the sense that Kuminga's position with the team is precarious and that the Warriors may be approaching a point of no return. While Kuminga will not be eligible for a trade until mid-January, the franchise appears to be signaling that it may not ask for much in return if a deal can be arranged. The team's focus has shifted toward managing performance, team chemistry, and maintaining stability in the short term, while also considering strategic options for the future. Golden State has a wealth of young talent, and navigating the balance between nurturing potential and maximizing team success remains an ongoing challenge for the coaching staff and front office. Meanwhile, Stephen Curry continues to be the driving force of the Warriors. Even with the distractions surrounding the roster, Curry's performance remains elite. In a recent matchup against the Spurs, he scored 44 points, demonstrating that, at 36 years old, he is still capable of dominating games and carrying the team through challenging stretches. His consistency and leadership have been crucial in keeping Golden State competitive, even as questions linger over the supporting cast and the team's depth. Curry remains the engine of the team, and much of the organization's short-term and long-term planning revolves around his ability to maintain this level of performance. Jimmy Butler has emerged as a secondary option when necessary, contributing significantly on both ends of the floor. In key games, he has scored efficiently and shown flashes of leadership, yet concerns remain over whether he can consistently relieve Curry of too much of the offensive and defensive burden. The Warriors' hopes of a deep playoff run depend on finding that balance, with Curry sustaining his elite play and others stepping up to complement him effectively. Meanwhile, Draymond Green's performance has been under heavy scrutiny. In consecutive games against Indiana and Oklahoma City, he managed only 3 points and followed that with a 6-point effort on 1 for 10 shooting against San Antonio. Observers have noted a decline in his production, sparking debate about whether the veteran core is capable of carrying the team in critical moments or whether younger players need to assume a greater role in shaping outcomes. Critics have often focused on the team's young players, such as Brandon Podziemski, yet some analysts argue that the primary issue lies with the veteran leadership. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, despite their experience, have been unable to consistently step up when it matters most, while Curry continues to perform at a level deserving of more support. The dynamics between youth and experience, talent and leadership, and effort and accountability define the ongoing narrative of the Warriors season. The team is faced with difficult decisions, balancing immediate performance with long-term potential and determining how to maximize their championship window while maintaining roster harmony. All of these factors raise questions about potential moves before the trade deadline. With Kuminga becoming trade-eligible in January and other young assets such as Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski available, Golden State could explore roster changes that strengthen the team for a playoff push. Names like Lauri Markkanen have already been mentioned in trade speculation and external opportunities, including possible availability of veteran stars elsewhere, could further influence the Warriors' strategy. The front office must weigh the benefits of making significant changes against the risks of disrupting team chemistry or sacrificing valuable young talent for short-term gain. Stephen Curry's continued excellence creates both opportunities and challenges. His ability to dominate games gives the team hope, yet also heightens the pressure to surround him with the right supporting cast. Ensuring that Curry's health, energy, and focus are preserved over the course of the season is critical, as the franchise builds around him as the cornerstone of their plans. The narrative surrounding the Warriors this season is a complex blend of talent, tension, and potential as the organization navigates roster decisions, player development, and the pursuit of team success while managing individual personalities and expectations. The Warriors' recent victories and losses highlight the unpredictable nature of the season, where individual performances, team dynamics, and coaching decisions all intersect to shape outcomes. With Stephen Curry continuing to lead at an elite level, the franchise has a foundation to build upon, yet the questions surrounding Jonathan Kuminga, the veteran core, and the supporting cast remain pressing. Every game, lineup adjustment, and strategic decision offers insight into the team's direction, and the coming months are likely to provide further clarity on Golden State's approach to balancing talent, effort, and team goals. As the season progresses, all eyes remain on Golden State's roster decisions and how the Warriors will navigate the challenges ahead. The young players, including Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Brandon Podziemski, represent a crucial piece of the puzzle for the franchise. Each has shown flashes of potential, yet consistency has been a struggle, especially when measured against the demands of competing at the highest level in the NBA. The organization is constantly evaluating whether these players can evolve into reliable contributors capable of complementing Stephen Curry and the veteran leadership, or whether a roster shakeup is necessary to maintain the team's competitiveness. Jonathan Kuminga's situation remains the most pressing. Since being drafted, he has alternated between moments of brilliance and stretches of underwhelming effort, particularly on the defensive end. The decision to send him back to the bench highlights the coaching staff's growing frustration with his approach, while also signaling to the rest of the team that performance and effort are non-negotiable. Kuminga's trade eligibility in January adds another layer of complexity, as the front office must weigh potential offers against the value of keeping a player with undeniable talent but questionable consistency. The team's handling of this situation could define the trajectory of their season and shape the broader perception of the organization's commitment to accountability and development. Meanwhile, Stephen Curry continues to defy expectations. Despite the heavy load he carries, he remains one of the league's most efficient and reliable scorers, and his performances this season serve as a reminder of his enduring impact on the game. In recent contests, his ability to score from virtually anywhere on the court has forced opponents to adjust their defensive schemes, often creating opportunities for teammates. Curry's leadership extends beyond scoring, as his presence on the floor sets a standard for professionalism, work ethic, and dedication that the team looks to emulate. The challenge for the Warriors is ensuring that Curry's workload is sustainable over the long term, particularly given his age and the rigors of an NBA season. Jimmy Butler's role as a secondary option has been important, yet the question remains whether he can consistently ease the pressure on Curry. While he has shown flashes of scoring prowess and leadership, there are moments where the team's reliance on Curry highlights gaps in support and depth. Draymond Green, traditionally a defensive anchor and playmaker, has struggled to maintain his usual level of impact, with low-scoring games and inefficient shooting raising concerns about whether the veteran core can shoulder the necessary burden. This dynamic creates an ongoing tension within the team, as the balance between youth and experience, potential and performance, becomes increasingly critical. The front office is now faced with decisions that could reshape the team's trajectory. Trades and acquisitions remain on the table, with the potential to address gaps in the roster or provide more depth to support Curry's continued excellence. Players such as Lauri Markkanen have been linked to the Warriors in speculative discussions, while other opportunities could emerge depending on player availability across the league. Each decision carries risk, as adding veteran talent could strengthen the roster in the short term, but might limit the growth of younger players who represent the future of the franchise. The team must carefully navigate this balance, ensuring that every move aligns with both immediate goals and long-term strategy. The Warriors' performance in recent games reflects the challenges and opportunities inherent in managing a team of this composition. Strong wins, such as the comeback victory over the San Antonio Spurs, highlight the team's potential when key players perform at their peak and the roster functions cohesively. Conversely, losses and underwhelming performances underscore the consequences of inconsistency, both from young talent and the veteran core. Observers have noted that while Curry remains an elite performer, the team's success is dependent on contributions from multiple players, highlighting the importance of maintaining both effort and focus across the roster. Golden State's approach to development and accountability will be closely scrutinized as the season continues. Jonathan Kuminga's trajectory is emblematic of broader questions surrounding the team's young talent. His ability to adapt, contribute consistently, and align with the team's expectations will be a determining factor in whether he remains a key part of the Warriors' plans. Similarly, the veteran players must demonstrate that they can maintain performance levels, support the development of younger teammates, and help drive the team toward playoff success. The interplay between talent, experience, and commitment creates a dynamic that will shape the Warriors' story for the remainder of the season. Trade rumors, player performance, and coaching decisions are likely to dominate discussions as the team prepares for the midseason stretch. The Warriors must balance the immediate goal of winning games with a long-term vision of sustaining competitiveness while developing young assets. Every choice, from bench rotations to potential trades, sends a message about expectations, accountability, and the organization's approach to managing talent. The way the team navigates these challenges could define not only the season's outcomes, but also the broader perception of Golden State as a franchise capable of blending elite performance with strategic growth. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In a move that has set the entire basketball world ablaze, Kevin Durant is reportedly heading back to the Golden State Warriors on a 4-year contract. The whispers began as faint murmurs, casual talk in locker rooms, cryptic social media posts, and anonymous tips from insiders. But in just a few hours, the rumor has exploded into the hottest story in sports. If true, Durant's return would mark one of the most dramatic twists in recent NBA memory, rekindling memories of the dynasty that once dominated the league. Fans across the country are still trying to process the news. Some are ecstatic, envisioning a return to the high-flying, unselfish basketball that made the Warriors nearly unbeatable. Others are furious, calling it a betrayal of parity and a reminder of the super team era that many thought was over. Even rival players, according to league sources, have been caught off guard, many reportedly learning about the deal through social media rather than through their agents or the league office. The move raises 1,000 questions. What does this mean for the Warriors' current core? How will Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson adapt to the return of a superstar who once shared the spotlight with them so seamlessly? Has Golden State just reignited the championship machine that terrorized the NBA half a decade ago? Or will age, ego, and expectations make this reunion far more complicated than fans might hope? Durant, now older and perhaps wiser, returns to a franchise where he reached the pinnacle of his career and where controversy never seemed far behind. His time in Brooklyn and Phoenix was marked by flashes of brilliance, but also frustration, injury, and unfulfilled promise. The whispers say he's coming back not just to win, but to rewrite the narrative. The Bay Area is already buzzing. Merchandise sales are rumored to be spiking, ticket prices soaring, and fans are flooding social media with memories of his iconic finals performances. Whether the rumors prove true or not, one thing is certain. Kevin Durant's name is once again on everyone's lips, and the NBA may never be the same. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.